Okay, welcome back to Aftermath, episode 36. Jerry, why don't you do the recap this session?
Last session, we started with the return from the weird test spies they had us do. We successfully did it, then some more talking, went to get some food. An eye was following us, noticed that Felix was missing. Then we followed the eye back to she with what the fuck?
She had a lot of
She
eyes.
had 1,000 eyes, more than 1,000 eyes.
She of 1,000 eyes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Then we talked to her about planes and stuff, and then we went to the train to go look around for stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. So.
Did we take a long rest, rather? I think we did, didn't
No.
No.
we? Oh, we didn't? Oh, okay.
No. So. Yeah. So, where you guys left off, you were beginning to search through the ancient, worn-down train in search of things of interest, I believe. Coghammer, you were looking for the door that led down, or that you had seen through previously, that had
Yes,
led to
I set
Gareth.
my eye ahead
Yes.
to look for it.
You have found that now, because I think you found that right as we finished last time.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's okay. So, what do you want to do? What are you guys doing in the train?
Well, if my eye found a place, I'm gonna send it out in the direction where the shockwave came from, to see if you can find the origin of the shockwave.
Ah, okay. So, best you can tell, kind of just the way you are from it, it's pretty hard to tell which exact direction it came from, so you just sort of send it out in that direction, I guess, and off it goes. That'll take quite a while before you find anything. It's a little ways from you, and eventually you'll end up just reaching yourself. What are you and the rest of you guys want to do, other than your eye?
See if we can come across anything of interest while I'm moving towards my eye.
I mean, I would just like follow Coghammer and I guess have a poke around and like, oh, is this thing weird or interesting?
I believe I asked if there was an armory last time. I don't know if I got an answer.
Yeah, she said she was going to lead you towards an armory.
Yeah.
Okay. Where she said that you may be able to find one of the ancient constructs you guys had fought previously.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Okay, so she of 1,000 eyes begins. She, Iris, as you've dubbed her, begins leading you off in that direction. Sort of just going. Begins leading you sort of along this the central corridor down a ways, and eventually through a series of like tunnels you effectively have to climb down that would have once been corridors and are now just shaftways down into the earth or up, essentially. It's a bit of a trek, but it's clearly somewhere that they've been before because it's relatively easy to access compared to what it could be, and it's quite obvious like that you'd see like U-shaped like iron rungs for like a ladder just what's the word, like bolted into walls at places so that you can climb up and down. And you see them all over the place. It's almost as if they've had a very long time to do this and make sure the whole train's accessible. And eventually you come into a room that is roughly sort of square, I'd say. I guess roughly cubic. It's about 40 feet by 40 feet by 40 feet. And obviously you're on one wall, and there is sort of stood on one wall. There's one of these large constructs that you're familiar with, embedded sort of into the wall, and there's one embedded in, which is now the floor, and there's one embedded into what is the ceiling above you. And she kind of looks at you guys as if she had eyes in her face. this is it. I don't know if you'll be able to do anything with these.
Are they just like stuck in the wall because that's how they're stored? Are they just like they just sit there and go with on strike? What's the deal there?
I think they're just in the wall because that's how they're stored.
Right.
How many of them did you see we could see?
So essentially there's one embedded into the very central of the wall for you. Sorry, of the floor for
Just
you,
the
which
one?
is... And there's one above as well.
Oh, okay.
One in the floor and one in the ceilings, which would have been the two walls.
Just gonna try and walk up to it.
Yeah. It appears to be, at a glance, like completely inert. You can't see anything out of the ordinary.
I assume it's like the floor is like effectively like the dent is made for the thing rather than like having some space around it. It's like
Yeah, there is actually a bit of space around it. It appears to be like there is a indent that kind of forms. It's got four like shafts that go down where the legs are sat in. Where the lower half of the legs are sat in. The upper half of the legs are slightly sort of splayed out in a bit of a weird angle, but they are they're like indented into the wall, and it kind of smoothly curves down into where they are and then back out. So it's only actually the very tips of its sort of four pointed legs that drive into the wall. And you can see some like clamps built into the wall, floor. You see two clamps that appear to be holding the central body in place. One on either side, obviously.
other than these things, is the room completely featureless? Is there
Yeah,
boxes in the walls?
it's completely featureless other than that.
Right.
I'm gonna poke it on the face.
Okay.
What resembles the face. Closest thing resembling it.
Well, yeah, you remember what it had. It's just this black sheet. It doesn't have the red glow in it that you saw before. It's just a black sheet of, from what you can tell, glass. It's cold, hard to the touch. Feels like it, very smooth.
I think it's dead.
That does appear to be the case, yes. Can we make it like not dead, but also our friend? Is what I'm thinking.
That'd be nice, but... Man. I don't know.
Are you sure this is the armory? There's like just those two things here.
Well, this is where the constructs are. If you go through there, and obviously there's the door you came in. There is another door on the other side of the wall. It appears to be... It's actually very hard to make out because there's just a very faint seam around it, but it appears almost like wall as she sort of gestures to it. Through there, there's some weaponry.
Ooh! I'm gonna
If you
head
like-
up through there.
If
Yep.
you point the weaponry at someone and then like press a button, does it like make a zap?
Yeah,
Oh, it's those. That's cool.
yeah, those lance beams, I think they're called.
Are there any, like, pokey sticks? Or swords?
I don't think so.
No?
Could we attach a beam to the end of a sword to like double trouble? Yeah, that'll be pretty good.
She kind of just looks at you, with, as far as you can tell, a face of confusion. I suppose you could try.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna go.
That's all
let's
I need.
have a look.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you head over. And it appears to have... No, well, first of all, you head over to this door. It appears to just be a featureless part of the wall, and there's a seam. It's kind of about 20 feet off the floor. There are little rungs like bolted into the wall to get to it. As you climb up to it, it just slides down into the floor, as if it knew you were there. on the inside. There's a room, it's about maybe like 20 feet across, this one, instead of 40, so about half the size. In fact, it's, yeah, well, 1/8, because it's cube, but it's 20 foot by 20 foot by 20 foot, instead of 40 by 40 by 40. And there's a couple of racks of different looking weapons. There's like a couple of those lance rifles that some of you have seen before. Yeah, there'll be a couple of those, and there's also some of those smaller drones, like just lined up on a rack on one side of the wall. And you'd also see a small wand-like thing embedded in the wall at one corner. But it appears as though it's not supposed to be embedded in the wall, as in it's been like rammed in and like broken in half by the look of it.
Ooh. I want to know what that thing is.
I'm gonna go and pick up one of the lance rifles thingies.
Yeah, you pick it up. It's sort of in this strange mesh thing on what is now the floor, and it very strange looking, but it's familiar. You've seen it before.
Gonna like swing the rifle around. Is it well balanced? Gonna smash someone's skull in with it. Or...
You are Sauriv, so you could certainly try.
Is the same kind of thing that the Guardians were carrying around, or is this a different one?
This is a different thing. This is okay. Oh right. So it appears to be kind of like a white, smooth metallic musket from the rear end, as best you can tell. But the front end, it splits in half into these two sort of pincer-like sections that have very, very intricately carved runes and magical symbols and little bits of machinery all along the inside. Yeah. It's a little bit weird looking.
I'll pick one of those up.
Okay. Yeah, you pick one up.
How big is it compared to me?
It's about, like, 2.5 feet long, so pretty big.
Gonna have a look at one of the drone thingies.
Okay, they appear to have a sort of version of this weapon affixed underneath them, from what you can tell. They appear to be basically just a box with a little glass panel on the front, like this black glass panel on the front, and a pair of discs on either side that just sort of stick out and look as though they might be able to rotate.
I'll just pick one up for now.
I will stick them onto the map.
Yeah, it's the floaty.
It is the floaty boys, but So,
Okay, yeah, it's just one of the floaty boys.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
Same.
Because I realised I don't think Jerry's seen it, and this is what the bigger one looks like. And it's a large creature, so.
It's the size of a fucking continent.
Yes, it is.
I'm just gonna try shooting the thingy. Not at anyone, just
Okay.
kind of at the wall. See what happens. I suppose.
Let me... okay, so it is a dexterity weapon. You're not proficient with it.
Okay.
That you shouldn't have access to the handout for it.
Oh,
Yeah, that has existed for ages.
that's good.
You can shoot around corners with it. It's weird.
Ooh.
So yeah, go ahead and roll. I guess it's just a straight dex check.
Okay. Phew.
Oh
Natural
my God.
20!
Nice. And
What a
2d,
waste.
I guess 46. And so, what are you trying to hit?
Just the wall. I'm not trying to hit anything in particular, just...
Okay.
if
Roll
there's, like, a
46.
particular... If there's like already a burn mark on the wall or something, I'll aim for that. I just typed 46.
Yeah, you did.
We know what you need to roll, Tom. You just
18.
18. Nice. Okay. So so you see this this glowing blue beam as this glowing blue beam sort of lances forward and it begins to burn into the wall, and you see little arcs of lightning crackling out from it across the surface of the wall.
is pretty cool.
This thing's awesome. I like it. Not gonna lie.
I want to go examine the fucking like wand thing that's like broken in the wall. What's that about?
It appears to be sort of a metal rod with some kind of like fancy like handle-like casing around it. The rest of it is embedded in the wall, and the wall is like cracked and splintered away from it. It's kind of hard to make anything out of it. It's clear that like one end of it has been sheared off.
How big is this thing?
I mean, it looks like maybe the handle on Sauriv's sword. About that kind of size is all you can see, but like maybe if like a third of it was missing.
I'll try and pull out the wall.
Make a strength check.
Oh, good.
So good at these. See, you're good at these.
Yay. 14.
You pull on the thing and it does not budge. Nothing happens.
I'm just gonna pull on it for a bit. Like, you know the thing where you like try and like put something over your shoulder and then like walk away from it. Well, hold on, would you do that?
Okay. You don't go anywhere.
Oh, fuck.
Doing all right there, little buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm just pulling it's stuck in the wall.
Want me to give it a go?
Yeah, I'll be good.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Take sympathy.
I'm gonna give it a good old yank.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
That's an 18.
18. You pull on this rod hard as you can. It's not moving.
That's a stock rod. That's what that is.
Just gonna pull as hard as I can. I'm gonna just like, as I'm pulling, I'm just gonna like get my feet up there and just like both my feet next to it. I just pull.
Okay.
I assume it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't seem to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk on up with like 2 rifles on my back and 2 drones in my hands.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna attempt to push it further in.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh, shit.
It slides no, it doesn't seem to want to move.
You thought you were all smart and whatnot. Turns out you weren't. Ha!
Also, Coghammer, aren't you only allowed like one of those?
I mean, they're not out of the train yet.
Very true. You make a valid point. Do the drones have like the floaty boys have like a become friends button on them? Because that's probably good to press before you, because last time they were very unhappy.
Yeah, last time they tried to kill us, we killed a lot of them.
Yeah, we smashed them.
Well, okay. I'm definitely gonna have to get the thing done to get more items. Because I wouldn't mind taking both of those 2 big ones as well.
I mean, even
mean,
just
yeah.
one of them's big bastards.
We're also gonna be able to technically carry it, so
Ah,
I'll just look at Sauriv.
I could give it a go. I mean,
you could. That's true. That's very fair.
I don't be able to carry it, but I could drag it, probably.
Oh, we've got 5 things. So that's the two big ones, 2 small ones, and then or you go 2 big ones, small one, laser beam, and then whatever this in the wall is, because for some reason it's really taken my fancy, and I want to know what its deal is and why it's in a wall.
Is there like any writing on it or something?
No, it appears to just be a handle. There's
The wall the wall's cracked, yeah.
yeah, it's
Are there
like
any buttons
caved in.
Are there any buttons or anything on the handle itself?
Doesn't appear to be, not at a glance.
No. Okay. I have a really bad idea.
Oh, those are my favorite type.
What if I do this? I say holding the lance gun, and I use it on this.
I was just gonna go with like get something between the cracks in the wall and like break the wall so we can get the thing out.
Could do that too.
That's that. I guess we can keep that as a solid backup. Maybe.
I don't think it'll be very solid after this thing's been fired.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried
That
about.
might be the issue. Like,
I don't know if it's like a you break it, you buy it sort of situation in here, or if we're gonna be okay.
oh no, because then I'm gonna need to buy a wall. I don't want a wall.
Yeah, I feel like wall
I'm not
is
breaking
not
them,
the
I'm
best
not
thing we
buying
can get. Should I get your little lizard fingers in the wall and like rip? It's like caved in, so if you can just get a crack, you can then open it out.
I mean, my little lizard fingers aren't very little, but I can
Yeah.
try.
It's worth something.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just get my fingers into the cracks and just try and like pull them open.
Okay. Give me a. Yeah, guess just a strength check again.
Go, Sauriv, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can.
I can't do it.
You can't do it. You can't seem to get your fingers into the cracks as much as you try. They appear far too small for your big hands.
Okay, how committed are we to getting this thing out the wall? Because I have an extra dumb idea.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bigby's hand.
Okay, you cast Bigby's hand. A large hand appears in the middle of the room.
And I go, Bigby, who's our man? If he can't do it, no one can. I will inspire the Bigby's hand.
You can't inspire a Bigby's hand.
Fuck.
You can
Technically,
inspire
get an
Sauriv,
skill
but
check.
making it a bit late.
I mean, yeah, but I was doing that as you rolled, so I was like, I was too late. But can I just get the Bigby's hand just like pull the wall?
Go ahead and make a strength check for the Bigby's hand.
18, fuck.
Unfortunately, it can't seem to get a grip on the thing. It's too small for the big hand. And as much as it has a lot of strength behind it, with as much grip as it's got, it doesn't seem to be able to make a difference.
Hand, punch the wall. I'm gonna get like trying to punch the wall next to it.
Roll the attack.
It's 13 plus 9. Fucking roll an attack thing.
Okay,
great.
so the Bigby's hand just slams its fist into the wall. As it does so, the wall dents significantly. You see a Bigby's hand shaped dent in it. It doesn't crack, it bends like metal.
Can Bigby buy walls?
I don't think so. But I feel like if we dent it enough, we can like dent it round the thing, and then we'll have an easier time pulling it out.
Well, maybe. That I don't think brute force like that is gonna help us out.
Well, we've got like a minute. We might as well try, and then we can ask it nicely in a minute.
She. What do we call her?
Iris, just call her
Is it
Iris.
Iris?
It's much easier.
I suppose.
You got any ideas? Is there like some kind of magic switch or something that like releases handles? I don't know.
I don't
This
know
is
of any.
weird.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I cast hand and release. I'm trying to punch the wall again with the big piece.
Okay, roll another attack.
Just like dent it some more. Said attack. Okay. I said
He said internet die. Oh,
we got there, team. 18 force damage.
18.
Big
Yeah, you didn't roll an attack. That's
It didn't because my macro was broke.
nice. I mean, you'd have hit anyway. It's fine. You got +9.
Yes,
It's got an
fine,
AC of
dude.
like 4. It's a wall.
As wall, it's not going nowhere.
Actually, they have quite big AC because it's like hard or whatever because metal. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you slam the fist into the wall. It seems to dent it some more. On the other side, I assume. yeah.
Try and Come out.
Probably should have asked this earlier. Does it at all look similar to like a handle of a weapon that people are carrying around in the vision?
Similar, but not the same.
Okay.
Okay, maybe now it's time to like shoot it with the zap.
Are you shooting it?
I think we should, honestly.
I'm gonna try shooting it. Just Dex.
Yeah.
They just try and zap it.
Ooh, that's
No.
a 7 zap.
That's a big 7.
No, your shot goes wide and it sort of lances into the wall at a kind of glancing angle, and you see it like the electricity on it gets like arced off one way, and then the sort of fire of the beam just splashes across the wall relatively harmlessly.
Whoa! Whoops.
Less than successful, I want to say. Okay,
Yeah, on second thought, maybe I'm not the best one for this weapon.
I'm gonna start very gently caressing the the handle, like, here, wand. Come out. Here, wand.
I'm just gonna take out the dagger
Mm-hmm.
and put the tip right along the shaft and see if I can, like, basically use it as a wedge next to the handle. Then start hammering it in.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll with your hammer, I guess.
I'm gonna be caressing the pole gently while he does this.
Cool. So you start knocking a dagger into the wall. You manage to get it into one of the cracks and get it sort of under there.
Right, do we have something bigger?
Bigby's hand still up? Can I just like
Yeah. What?
shove the finger of the Bigby's hand in the space?
It's I mean, it's not really that small.
Oh, Bigby, get his finger on there.
You could get a blade of some kind down here now. Still, if you're hammering it, it is metal, so it's still. You're within the region of elastic deformation, so it will still bend back. There's some science words for you.
That was all
That
science words, and I understood none of them.
Yep.
You're not permanently
Yargon
bending the wall.
forgot we're already again.
Basically, you've not bent the wall enough that it's going to permanently change its shape. It'll just return to its place when you pull the dagger out.
Well, what if I punch it now?
You can certainly try.
Can I get the? Can I make the Bigby's hand like punch the dagger in further?
You can certainly try.
Is that an attack roll?
It is.
Cool. It's a 16.
Yeah, that hits. As you slam it into the dagger shunks in next to it, and it pushes the handle completely into the wall.
Well, you've
Wait a
got
minute.
some.
What did you do?
I just hit it, and now wait, the handle of the dagger or the handle of the thing?
The handle of the thing. It's just in the wall now, completely.
Oh, Bigby!
Listen, Bigby was trying its best, okay? Right.
Is my dagger gone?
Your dagger is pretty bent. It still works, but it's relatively bent looking. As
Is there any part of the handle still sticking out?
yeah, it kind of gets flattened to one side, and so it kind of just falls out afterwards, as it's no longer being held in by the thing.
But the not the dagger handle, the normal handle.
Oh, the normal handle. No, it's now in the wall. Where the wall's kind of effectively now kind of puckers out towards you guys, because you've got two dents on either side of it, and there's sort of a crack, and it's not just sticking out of that, it's now like flush with it.
If I look inside, like the little like space that the actually because the pole's the rod's gone like in, right? That's
Yeah, it's mostly flush with it, but sure.
Okay.
You can see a little bit.
Yeah.
You see a bit of the internal of the wall, but you can't really make out anything about the what it's attached to.
Yeah, but it's not like the pole's just gone like straight through, like it was going a place and then got stuck.
No.
Okay.
Iris, do you know if there's a room on the other side of this wall?
I mean, there would be somewhere, but I think this is a central support here. She sort of taps on the wall, and it doesn't like echo or anything. It's very solid sounding. So I
load bearing
doubt it.
wall.
I mean, if there's plenty of those, I mean, it'd probably be fine if we knocked it down, right?
Well, I mean, it's not supporting anything anymore because
Yeah.
That's a good point. What's your plan to knock a wall down, Sauriv?
I mean, I kill stuff. I don't knock walls down. I ain't a demolitionist, okay?
Well, if you
Oh,
think
it's
about
just-
it, a wall is just another thing to kill.
But it don't have flesh. It don't have blood. I don't deal
You
well
did a
with stuff that don't have
splendid
flesh and
job
blood.
of killing the last thing with no flesh or blood, so I'm sure this will be no small task.
What, you mean the thing that we were both incompetent against?
I don't sell us out like that, man. We were doing great.
Listen, we didn't do well in that fight at all. Let's be honest. That
Yeah,
that was not a good time.
I felt kind of sick afterwards, you know. Like I suddenly was going real slow and then it sped up. I was like, oh, that was awful.
Take 3 damage from Etiquette. Oh.
My lungs, they burn. So that's literally what I felt like, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't really feel like sick or anything. I just felt kind of, I don't know, just didn't.
It was a bit grim.
So slow. Coghammer, do you feel like that? You get that?
Eh?
Never mind. Akane?
Hmm?
Did you get that?
Did I get that?
In the last fight, were you like, did you feel the, like, everything was going like hella slow?
You're like, whoa.
No.
No?
Okay.
This does?
Well,
Okay, I think we're going crazy.
I felt worse about this suddenly now. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
I'm
pretty
just
bad.
desperately trying to get a hold on the handle.
You can't really get a grip on it.
I'm just gonna watch from inventory.
Yeah, as am I. Actually, I'm gonna have a.
How big is the crack? Or is it just like a small crack you can see?
Is it big enough I could get a javelin through it?
Probably not, considering this thing isn't much wider than a javelin.
Oh, okay.
Well, like, what are the javelins are like? What are your javelins made of? Are they like?
I have a
probably-
few bone ones, but most of them would be metal, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought something to make this way easier. Do I have the spell heat metal? No, I don't. Okay, thank God.
What is in the explosive effect?
Hmm.
I mean, 50 feet of hempen rope, we could fucking hang ourselves. That's better, though.
Honestly, sounds pretty good right now. But,
A potion of greater healing, we could heal the rod.
oh, mate, you're smealing.
Who
I'm like, ah,
knows?
nah, thanks, blood. I'm good.
Maybe it'll work.
Best thing I can do right now is just start hammering the wall.
Honestly, yeah.
Like around the handle and see if the handle will stay in place.
Okay, so you're trying to hammer the wall? Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll just to see.
Like yeah, like close to the handle to see if it like
Oh,
the
okay.
part of the wall moves back and not the handle. Hopefully.
You'll just snap.
Yeah, go ahead and just make an attack.
That's a good one.
26. Yeah, okay, so you start hammering into the wall, and yeah, it appears to be working. It appears to sort of knock down into the wall a bit, and you get a bit of handle now sticking out.
I'm gonna try and grab the handle. Can I? I'm gonna try and like twist it around and as I pull it, like in case there's something caught or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Come on,
If I can.
do it.
You pull on it, it doesn't seem to do anything.
While he's holding it, I'm gonna try and make make sure that at least around the whole handle, it's a bit. It's like sticking out
Yeah,
on all
alright.
sides instead of just on one side.
Yeah, so you sort of start slamming into it, and you make a bit of progress. You get a bit of this handle sticking out.
Is the handle like bigger, like right at the end, or is it just straight flush?
It's mostly straight. It has like grooves along it, but they are lengthways. It's not. They don't curve around it or anything.
Yeah. Someone just keep a hold over the handle.
Alright, I'll keep hold of it.
I'm gonna use my dagger again.
Okay.
I'm basically gonna go, like put it right next to the handle and go all the way around, like do a thick, then move, thick, move.
Okay. So, yeah, I won't make you roll for it. So you do that. You manage to get a sort of a bit more of it showing. There's a little gap around it now. You can kind of wiggle it. It does appear that there's something larger that it's attached to on the other end. From what you can tell, maybe 6 feet into the wall?
6 feet?
Yes.
That's a lot of feet into the wall.
It's a very big train. You're low down. It's got massive load-bearing walls, so yeah.
Okay.
So what is on the end of a thing that was forced into the wall left no... The son of... Oh my god. What's this thing? Why do I want it so bad?
Are you sure there's no buttons?
There are no buttons. Not here.
It's like a retractable hammer or something? I don't
Dude,
know.
there's like 6 feet of rod left. There's plenty of buttons somewhere along it.
There might be. There might not be. I can neither confirm nor deny these rumours.
Oi, Iris, could you see a button on this anywhere?
Oh god, this is... Let's see.
She kind of looks at it
It's working.
with a couple of eyes and... I can barely see it at all.
Oh, well...
I'm afraid it's
Okay.
mostly hidden. You know, by the wall?
Yeah, well, it was sort of... Well, maybe you had, anti-wall vision, I don't know.
No,
So,
I just have lots of eyes.
Wait a minute. Pandal, can you, teleport or not?
I mean, yeah, I don't think it's gonna... I could try.
Damn it! I was just about to do that.
I thought about it, I don't
Bad
think it
idea.
works.
Well, it's wiggling around, so I just wanna
Yeah, I was
grab it
thinking
and try dimension door.
I think it's other creature, though.
That's not
Okay,
what I was
try
gonna
it,
have,
Sure.
You can do an object as well.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, try it, Coghammer.
I mean, it's anything that's classed as been held.
I mean, it's wiggling around, so let's do a dimension door.
Okay, so you grab it, and you dimension door.
Like 15 feet away or something.
Okay, you dimension door, okay, so just across the room, essentially, 5 foot from the other wall. Yeah, you... Vroom, vroom, and you appear, and this thing behind you just clatters to the floor. It's a pole. It has, this sort of smooth grooves most of the way up. It does have clearly, larger handles, larger bits that, grip. They're, kind of, softer to the touch, rubbery, almost, feel. About halfway up, there's a sort of section that appears to have a button in it, and there appears to be a large sort of 4 prongs sticking out from the end. And the moment that it's out from the wall, they form a sort of a glowing barrier between the 4 prongs, form this kind of square shape that's now just on the end of this. Yeah, because they're equidistant around from it, right? So, 90 degrees apart, sticking straight out. And they look as though they've swung outwards, sideways. And the moment they're out, you get this sort of glowing blue triangle that fills in between the spaces between them. If that's
I
not
have-
awfully described.
Bloody thing best be bloody good.
I have the most dibs on the giant magic fork. I'm gonna
I'm just waving it around.
Coghammer's flame.
How big is it? 6 feet
Yes.
tall? I don't want to disappoint you or anything, but
The
I
handle
think it might be a bit big.
The handle does appear to be quite, low down, as if it was to be wielded by a shorter person.
Oh well, never mind.
It was designed for us, Reeve. Us shortens.
Alright. You can have your stick, and I'll get my sword.
You see a number...
Basically, just get a hold and motion Pandal to welcome hold this as well.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's me and Coghammer gonna teamwork hold it.
It's surprisingly light for its size. It's actually not too difficult to wield around. Yeah, you and Pandal both, you lift it up. Yeah, it works. You can hold it, move it, however you want. One of you can, easily enough, with one hand. Fling this thing
One
around.
hand.
Yeah, it's
What's
really
going on?
light.
Just gonna like scratch the floor and see how it does.
Okay, I mean, it's metal. It scratches the floor like metal.
Ah.
If I go up to like the end, there's like a button on the side. You said.
There is a button on the side, yeah. It's about where you'd
Okay,
want to put it.
Coghammer, point it. And I'm gonna point like in a corner where there's no one else.
Okay, put it in the corner.
Point right there.
And I'm gonna like walk like up the halfway up the fucking shaft and then press the button.
Okay, you press the button, and the like glowing like triangles just out of existence, and the 4 prongs just in.
Ha!
Press it again.
Boom! As they like stick back out, and the glowing stuff appears again.
They do something. I've discerned that much with my amazing detective skills.
You know what would have been hilarious?
But
Just fired the whole thing off back into the wall.
Pretty great, honestly. I just powered it off.
it's actually just a guided rocket that you guys have picked up.
We just wasted it. Like fucking idiots.
You've picked up my Hellfire missile and just launched it at a wall. Good job. You each take
Nice.
20d7 damage.
D7. Fucking kill yourself.
See, that would actually make sense because it's Yargon.
Yeah.
So he's the type of person that would actually use like a D7
Like,
or something.
take
No, this is D&D.
49 damage.
No. This is D&D.
No,
You use D&D
fine.
dice. Also referred to as standard dice. Like a retard, I don't do that anymore. Shut up, leave me alone. Moving on.
Polyhedral. Okay.
Actually, D3 is a thing in D&D, so
It's technically.
It's basically
So it's a D2.
pike or spear or
It's about the same length as maybe a metal quarterstaff. And it has this interesting property I have described that you do not know the function of. You could
There's only
use...
one way to find out the
Poke me with it.
function.
Poke me with it, find out what happens.
As the prongs stick out like creating a cross on the end, it is like perfectly flat on the end. They are flush with the end, so it... Yeah. Yeah, they're perfectly flush
Honestly,
with the end.
like poking with it, I think would be funny.
My descriptions of this are great. Just
I'll
fucking poke 'em.
slowly aim over towards Sauriv.
Okay. You
And as soon
shift
as
it into
Pandal
its
Gonna
goes
stand
like
there.
as soon as Pandal goes for a step, I let go.
Like,
Okay.
like throws me forward a bit. It's like, oh no.
So it kind of like thrusts forward, but like whilst you guys are both like holding it, as I said, one of you could hold this in one hand relatively easily, if not for its bulk. And so you poke Sauriv with it, yeah? Okay.
So I like
Sauriv, I need
just
you to make me a
hold on,
dexterity
hold on.
save.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Danger sense?
No.
No?
Oh shit! You don't know
Jesus,
the
what?
danger. I'm too small. You can't see the danger.
You're sort of letting it hit you, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
So yeah, not danger sense.
Watch us it be the insta-kill poke, and there's one
You saw it coming.
Oh, sorry, but
Sauriv. It pokes you. Nothing happens.
I kind of like fudge a little like,
No, you
stick
don't.
your finger in,
You try.
in the blue bit.
You guys see Sauriv move,
Nope.
and as he does, he
wait.
steps away from himself. You see him, like, still exactly where you poked him, as he kind of steps out of an illusionary copy of himself.
What the fuck? Is it like a more Sauriv stick on a poke like the Sauriv that's staying stationary again?
Yeah, it just passes straight through, and the Sauriv that's staying
why is
stationary
there another
vanishes.
one of me?
As it does, Sauriv, you're instantly returned to the point you were at.
Ah!
Memories and everything. Like, back.
What
Does he
the
not remember being
was
different?
He doesn't remember being different. You are returned to the exact same place and position and
Wait,
everything.
So I don't know that anything happened.
Nope, you've no
gosh.
idea.
Weird!
He
So
just
like,
poked you, it went straight through you. You didn't, like, it's in you now. But it like, just pulls out as if it's just phased through you. Yeah.
That was
That didn't
really
do much.
weird.
It lasted about, I'd say, 12 seconds before you return. 2 rounds, one might say.
Man, if only it did the same thing on the wall.
There's just 2 walls. The wall is like, I don't remember anything. Wait, so you were like 2 U's, but then 1 U, but then 2 U's?
Wait, it was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do me. And I'm gonna like walk around the other side to us.
Okay. So you step round the other side. Who's taking it?
I'm sure like, yeah, I'll hand off to Coghammer.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Coghammer, you take it. Pandal. Letting him poke you, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, dexterity save then.
She said roll dex save, you cut out.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Dexterity save.
26.
Okay, you
And your
step away from yourself as it just kind of slightly pushes through you. You see a copy of yourself just there.
Who is that handsome devil? I'm gonna try and high five me. Does other me try and high five back?
Other you is perfectly stationary, not moving, just an illusory
Why are
copy.
Fucking buzzkill, man. What the hell?
Why are there 2 tiny pandals?
I
And
don't
you're
know,
back.
I
What happened when
directed
you-
it. Did it do anything? Did I become 2?
Yeah.
You just sort of vanish, and the other one starts
Hello.
moving.
I don't like this thing. This thing's fucking weird.
I'm just gonna get out of Cog
Okay.
and sit down with the spear and try and cast Identify.
Okay. So,
Try and understand this ancient technology.
how does, like, your ritual casting it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check then, as we do. Here on the Kill Myself show. Please end my life. 20. Nice. Okay, that's what you needed. So, it's a staff.
Nice.
It's a staff of duplicity. When you poke someone with it, they make a dex save, even if they let you poke them. They can choose fail. Not advisable. If you succeed, a copy of yourself is created. 2 turns later, you are returned to that exact copy with no memories, no knowledge of anything that happened in between. People appear to teleport slightly. About 12 seconds of time appears to skip for them, which they're aware of as it happens, but then lose memory of, essentially. They're returned with all full hit points, status effects, and everything. Nothing that happens to them before then can change that, even a wish spell. However, if they fail the save, a duplicate of them is created. Their hit points are shared equally, and both of them are essentially, both of them are treated like a simulacrum. Neither of them is capable of healing. They have the same spell slots. They have the same abilities that are shared. And if one of them takes damage, it's essentially permanent. There's no max hit points or hit points. This lasts for 1d12 hours. At the end of these 1d12 hours, if both of these things are within 5 feet of each other, they will immediately merge. If both copies are not within 5 feet of each other, they will teleport, both of them will teleport to the exact center of the distance between them and immediately merge. At this point, any hit points that they have, any damage they have taken, is basically becomes their new total. So you add both of those hit points, and they are now your max hit points. That's a permanent effect. It's not considered a curse. There is no way to undo it other than a wish spell.
What the fuck?
Do you have a card for this item? Because I feel like
I
this
think
is
we need a card, yeah.
an item you
That
need a
sounds
card
like
for.
it could cause issues.
I also feel like there's, I don't know what
It could cause
uses
issues,
for this is the
indeed.
thing.
I don't have a card for it, because I was
It sounds
absolutely
like
prepared
we
and
could
not doing
give
uni
Reeve
work.
like a billion hit points.
No, because the hit points are halved. It will
points are
only
halved.
decrease hit points. It will never increase.
Yeah, it's not going to give me more hit points. It is going to give me more attacks, though.
But it also
so-
gives you less hit.
Yeah, but if you take any damage, it comes off your total HP.
Permanently.
Permanent.
Yeah, but I
Wow.
have 164 hit points.
For now.
Not when
Yeah.
there's half of them on each of you, and then you both die.
Yeah, but I have pointed a spear, and I want to attack 5 times every turn. Like, 2 turns in a round.
That's...
I will.
That'd be fun.
I will type out the thing for
Holy
you.
shit, you can get 8 attacks.
Yep.
What the fuck?
No, 10 attacks. No, it would be. Yeah,
Hold
it would
on.
be 8 attacks. Yeah.
Does it duplicate any effect on the target when they're poked?
It will duplicate. Yes, it will.
Oh my
That is
god,
not
10
something
attacks!
you should have said, friendo.
10 attacks!
That is a bad idea.
Oh boy!
However, because they're both new entities, if it's a concentration spell, you'll almost immediately lose it.
Oh, okay.
Technically.
Ah!
Just
Freedom
saying.
movement.
Yeah, freedom of movement would work because that's non-concentration. Anything
Yeah.
concentration, you'll immediately lose because you lose the target. Because you can only concentrate on one, and then you suddenly have 2, you lose the target.
So, yeah, so.
What happens if I cast it at a level suitable that I can concentrate on 2? I don't think Haste has that, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that.
it's like, I don't know,
Sorry.
let's say
Yeah, 'cause-
suggestion or something.
You could suggest
And that's
both
how I
of them.
cast a third level suggestion. Yeah, but okay. But if I cast a third level suggestion targeting only the original,
Mhm.
and then they split, would I then still be able to them both maintain concentration? Doesn't work for haste because haste can't target more than one person. But
Technically, no, because
so it has to
concentration.
be on instance of cast. It has to target both rather
Yeah.
than.
Essentially.
Okay, right.
That said, if you were to cast anything on one of them, when they merge back, both of them will have that thing, whatever it is, buff or debuff. So you can have 2 conflicting geases and just auto take like 10d whatever psychic damage, 10d10 psych damage, which is a thing.
Or you can just beat them up and lower the max HP.
Also works.
What is the use case for this stick? I don't
I
understand.
don't know. It sounds really powerful, but I don't know why.
I'll,
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck we could use this.
I'll
Yeah.
confusingly relay the information.
Okay.
So about as what like you relay the information normally, but don't write it down, is what you mean? By
Yes, which
confusingly relay.
I'm doing. Give me a second.
But you know, you did confusingly relay. That's happened. Wait, so we can have like 2 people?
Kinda, but not really.
But if you wait, but if you poke it with anyone who's already hurt, then it will affect their. It will knock they'll be like hurt forever though.
Seems like it.
Huh, that's very strange.
I don't know what this thing does, but I don't think it's a good idea for us to use it.
It does actually
I
have
think it-
one
bad.
very powerful use, actually. Now that I think about it. Which is neat.
There's a lot of powerful uses, but we just don't think the cost benefit analysis of playing this in more than a one shot is worth it.
Oh, there's no disadvantage to it. You just have to complete the save, because even if you are like permanently killed, it doesn't affect you, because you will return. Nothing short of nothing, even wish, can stop you returning to the exact point. So within those 2 turns, you can do whatever you want.
To be
Technically.
honest, one of the biggest uses for it that I can think of is like attacking a boss, splitting them, and dealing a shit ton of damage really quickly, and then running away because they can't heal it up. But other than that, I can't think.
Well,
of
the main
anything.
use of it seems to be like not failing the save and like just going back in time basically. Then, because it's just stuff that happened to you, right? Or
What? Yes.
like when you go back
Yeah.
in time,
Yeah.
basically your everything you used up gets reset basically.
Yeah.
Which can be very useful if you like cast a high level spell and then
Spell slots, yeah. Items wouldn't be, of course, because you drop them and then they'd return to you.
So essentially, you could use this to have infinite spell slots.
If you
What?
can pass the save every time, yes, but you also have no memory of casting them. Very powerful. But,
Very risky.
yeah.
Huh. Um.
And we've lost Farm. I
Yep.
figured it was too quiet for him to be here.
Yeah. He normally never shuts up. So.
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
What are they fucking called?
What?
I have forgotten.
What?
Thank you.
Forgotten?
Never mind.
You're welcome. I think. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, to be honest.
Yes. Oh.
Rick, are you still alive?
Hmm.
What's Akane been doing this whole time?
I have no clue. Probably watching or something.
You look okay.
Yeah.
You okay?
You okay? You sound like... Mac?
Bad as it sounds. Yeah, he's
That
not
bad?
entirely wrong. Yeah.
Ah, okay, I think.
Well, should we go for a break now? Because apparently we've lost Farm and things.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll be back in a bit.